Alright, so if you caught the last video, then you would know that we are on Orison, and I showed you how to get from Green Circle Habitation to the August Dunlow Spaceport. So what I'm going to show you now is a couple of different points of interest that are in Orison. First being the Cousin Crows. It's a place where you can buy a fair amount of the ship's components to upgrade your ships in game. Now, whether you bought them with real money through the pledge store, or if you bought them through an in-game store, you'll be able to upgrade your ships here. Now, there's two things to remember. Firstly being that the ship must be in the local inventory for the location in which you are changing out its parts. What that means is that if this location isn't your primary residence, you will need to store your ship or claim it at an ASOP terminal at August Dunlow for it to be stored into the inventory at your current location, and then you can start editing it. I'll show you in another video how to change the loadout of those vehicles as well. So let's go from Green Circle and we'll head our way out to the Providence Industrial Platform where Cousin Crow lives. Stick with us. Alright, so here we are again, Green Circle, and we're going to make our way around. So from Green Circle, we find ourselves at an elevator, holding the F key. We're going to click on the call elevator button. An elevator should appear. If that ever opens up and it's black, don't ever go in. You just fall through the planet, like I said in the last video. From here, we're going to head down to the Green Circle lobby. And again, like I showed you, heading out to the right this time will give us right to the platform in which Platform Providence has its Skyway tram arrive. So here's the Providence platform here, and we've got about 30 seconds until it arrives. Now, a new feature that not a lot of people know about, I'm going to sneak it into this video, is if you hit I and there's something nearby, you can pick it up and you can place it in your inventory.
The next shuttle is approaching the
Now,
station.
when you're doing things like hand mining and that kind of thing, where the little rock explodes into a million little parts, you can just open up your inventory. You could drag them from the location that they are on the ground directly into your inventory. So that's just a little trick, a little tip for you whilst we wait for the tram to arrive. Now, in 3.18, there has been a problem with the trams not arriving on time because they seem to be a touch out of sync with the timers on the walls there. So technically, one should have already arrived by now and picked us up. But yeah. It's not here. We'll just have a little... We'll cut to segue here, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And back. So it did eventually show up. It's only been an additional about 40 seconds, but we should be able to get into it. Tip for these guys, don't walk onto it until that gate drops down. There have been instances where it bumps you off, you clip through, and then you fall through the planet. So let's not have that happen here.
Please clear the hatch.
All right, so we're on the Skyway tram that's going to take us over to Providence platform. Now, there's a few things on Providence platform that we can see before we get to Cousin Crows. I'll point them out. We won't go into real depth about them, but I'll call them out as we pass them. Something to always do when you're on Orison is just taking the sights. Now, I think that locations in video games have to be as memorable as some of the things that happen in video games, right? So this is the stage in which we find ourselves, and if it isn't breathtaking, then it really isn't worth the trouble. Orison is definitely one of those places that's absolutely breathtaking. Between the volumetric clouds in the sky and their tingy pinky purpley color, the Stanton Star is there, and all of these floating platforms that are suspended on their own gravity. I think Orison's the prettiest location in all of Stanton.
Last call for passengers.
Personal opinion, if you don't agree with me, leave a comment below and tell me why. I do know that New Babbage also exists, and that's the other place that I find is probably second most beautiful, right? So put your arguments below, let me know what you think. So here we are, we've managed to get it to the Providence Industrial Platform. The first location of note to see is the Crusader Discovery Center. There's actually a couple of really cool things to see in there. Find out a little bit of the history, the lore behind the Crusader ship manufacturer. But what we're going to do is once we come to this location here, It's going to give us a rundown of all of the things to see. I would recommend, if you want to get to Cousin Crow's, the easiest and fastest way is to follow this set of stairs here. So the first set of stairs on the left, we're going to go up, and we're going to walk our way over here. In between units 4 and 5, you're going to find the admin center. So this is the municipal services. This is where you can sell your cargo if you brought cargo with you, or you're looking to do some of those really cool trade deals. So from here, we're going to head left. We're going to pass these giant refueling tanks, or altitude controllers, sorry, not attitude controllers. Altitude controllers. Once we've done that, there's Kovalex shipping. You can purchase your industrial equipment in here. So backpacks, MacFlex backpacks, and mining equipment. From there, we're going to find the first set of stairs. The first set of stairs on the right. We're going to head down here. And we're going to head right around again, and here we are. We've arrived at Cousin Crow's, and again, this is one of those places where you can buy a lot of ship's components. So a lot of your larger ships and some of your smaller ships have components at Cousin Crow's. Once we head into Cousin Crow's, the magic whooshing doors should open.
Just a heads up that we are still looking,
and we see ourselves with an M50, Orison M50 interceptor floating in midair. You got another anvil arrow on this side, a couple more arrows. I do believe that's a 100 series, and a few more things down here. It looks like a Cuddy Black has also been sitting in for modification. You got a couple of chunks of ships and different things being worked on. I think stuff like this is quite awesome. They've managed to strap 3 turbos onto a single engine. Now I appreciate this because I'm a bit of a gearhead myself, and I think that looking at the inner workings of something is always neat. This being, you've got 3 massive turbos on some pretty decent welds they've got going on that. Somebody took their time and designed that model. So once we're here, in we come. We're gonna move our way to these terminals, and then from here, hold F, left click when it says use, and here we go. We've got our ship's components available for us to purchase. You can break that down into systems like vehicle weapons. We can work on guns. We can work with turrets. My favorite thing in the world to buy is this guy here, which is the Drake Buccaneer Spinal Mount. Allows us to put an even larger gun on the top of it. Actually, this lets us put 2 guns on it, doesn't it? Yes. Size 4 turret can equip 2 size 2 weapons to keep the heat on aggressors. Again, if you don't know about the Drake Buccaneer, it is a tiny ship with a whole lot of aggro, attitude, and way too much forward thrust.
Hey, back again.
That's about it to get to Cousin Crow's. If you have any questions about that, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, consider hitting that like button. If you really liked the video, hit that subscribe button. If you didn't like it at all, comments below. Anything to make this better, I definitely take as constructive criticism. But other than that, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.